Hello there people, this is Bruce Cool or nintenbruce here, back again with some more Yu-Gi-Oh! DevPro, a new deck, and for once in a long time some post-commentary. Reason for that is I somehow forgot to press the start button on my microphone and ended up just talking to a screen instead of to you guys. But at the very least you'll get an interesting insight into my thoughts and playstyle here and the reasonings for it, as well as a little look into this new deck that I'm playing around with. Now I will say that one of my all-time favourite cards, which I'd forgotten about until I was flicking through my Pharaonic Guardian collection that I had, was Reaper on the Nightmare. And you know, ever since playing it ages ago, back when Pharaonic Guardian was actually out, there's obviously a hell of a lot more support now, like Goblin Zombie and stuff, as well as the lack of a restriction on Spirit Reaper, which makes it so much easier. And for those of you that don't know what Reaper on the Nightmare does, it is a fusion monster, only 800 attack, but it also has Spirit Reaper's effect of hacking away at the hand when it attacks directly, and it's got the boost of Nightmare Horse, which is to attack directly. So as long as you get a clear shot in, you're going to be hacking away at the opponent's hand. Now you see here as well that I'm running Solidarity. That's also to beef up some of these weaker monsters, because there's quite a few weak monsters, there's only a few big beat sticks here. At the end of the day, if you've got Reaper on the Nightmare out, or Spirit Reaper on even quite a high attack, and they can't get over it, then you're fine really, you're just fine. So, as we saw here, he's fissured my Goblin Zombie, and I've gone for a good old Spirit Reaper. And notice, compared to the first turn of his, where he just set Skell Angel, he's now set 2 cards straight away. He sets a third one there, and you'll see that he sets a monster. Now, as I've always mentioned to you guys, especially when I'm playing, is when you see someone go set crazy just all of a sudden and out of the blue, more than likely it's something that's going to affect your hand, primarily Morphing Jar. And I'm an R about this because I'm a bit intimidated by the back row. Like I thought maybe he was hanging on to a gauze or something like that. And so I'm contemplating to myself, okay, should I use Instant Fusion and then set the Book of Life, you know, for the next turn? But I decided against it for whatever reason. I don't see why I did. You know, an MST wouldn't have been too much of a drawback here against me. But yeah, so got Goblin Zombie, go to attack, and surprise surprise, when it goes through, it is a Morphing Jar. And I was devastated at this point, mainly because I couldn't get Reaper on the Nightmare out at that point in time. And then second of all I realised, oh geez, he's got his hand back. And when it becomes his turn, then he'll have the same hand as I would. I believe it's 9 cards, something like that. But still, the draw wasn't too bad. The second Solidarity, I believe I do decide to hang on to it because, just in case he does have an MST or something else, I don't want him going MST crazy on my Solidarities now. Pot of Duality, this isn't an amazing draw. Endless Decay, that's still a prototype for this sort of deck, in all honesty. And this, I haven't even said actually, this is the first game with the prototype deck. So yeah, this is its very first trial run against someone, and as you can see, it looks fairly solid. You'll notice there's a lot of duplicates inside it, which helps with the consistency here. So obviously you've got your Pyramid Turtles, especially Pyramid Turtles on 2000 attack aren't too bad. You've got your 3 Pyramid Turtles, you've got your 3 Goblin Zombies, you've got 3 Spirit Reapers, there's 2 Nightmare Horses. I'm sure there's a load of other things as well in there that I forgot to mention. But the other lovely thing with Torrential Tribute, fantastic. What I don't get is, why would you waste a special summon with that? You'll see he does have something. He does have something that you can do, but I wouldn't have wasted, you know, a card of mine and a Torrential Tribute just to get, you know, 2 for 2. It just wouldn't make too much sense. So anyway, he's thinking Spirit Reaper here. I actually quite like my hand. Like, the only card I would want him to hit is Plague Spreader Zombie. I'm just thinking, no, I don't want him hitting anything else. I can't risk that 20% you know, success rate. So although it's 1 for 1, I do get to keep my hand. Otherwise, yeah, bad times. Now he books a book of moons rather, and I'm not too fussed with this. I mean, I've got a dark hole, I've got a Spirit Reaper of my own to protect me, so he can't, you know, cut through. And yeah, what makes sense is, especially with this sort of revealing light out, is just to set the Spirit Reaper so he can't cut through to me. Now, unfortunately, you see here wave motion cannon. In this particular deck type, I only have the one MST, I believe it is, mainly because I run a Teuton Mask and a few other little surprises to stop the targets of my zombies, so I'm not usually worried about continuous cards, but against this, it's annoying to say the least. Oh yeah, what do I do? I don't know what I'm thinking here. I think I was just so happy to get Plague Spreader Zombie up to 2000 attack out of all things, and I think it was basing on the type of deck he's running where he's just stalling and stuff. He wasn't going to have much of an attack power, so obviously there was a Light Darkness Dragon that was discarded from Morphing Jar, I believe it was. Speaking of Teuton Mask, there is one. But yeah, Plague Spreader Zombie, 2000 attack, can't complain. I think, do I just let it lie here, or do I set the Reaper? No, I'll just let it lie. So again, double solidarity, 2000 attack, a Plague Spreader. There's not much I can do unless I luckily draw into MST. And in all honesty, I don't get what my opponent's deck really is. You saw the Spirit Reaper, there was a Light and Darkness Dragon and a Skell Angel, so at this point in time I was thinking maybe it's a form of Chaos Dragon, but yeah, couldn't really work it out. So anyway, here's a good one, Foolish Burial. I could go for Plague Spreader, but you know what, there is Mizuki there, and I can special summon something out, you know, if I really need to. Now Foolish Burial is actually very, very handy in this deck. I don't think I could run two though, there's just so much more to play here. So yeah, I'm having a little look here. I forget whether I Mizuki it out for a Pyramid Turtle in a bit, we'll soon see. Anyway, Swords of Revealing Light finally gone. I can actually create an attack with my 2000 beat stick, as it were. Now, I think this one was a bit of a weird one. Does he go for a tribute? Yeah, here we go. So he tributes the Spirit Reaper and whatever else it was for, well, that counter trap Dragon Van Dagion or whatever his name is. On the plus side though, I don't take any battle damage because, you know, I got rid of I had a monster on the field rather. But yeah, I was quite saddened by that. 2000 attacker Plague Spreader Zombie just dumped in the graveyard like so. But you know what, at least he's in there for later. Plague Spreader Zombie could bounce himself out, you guys probably know that by now. At the very least I've got a Dark Hole. And I'm thinking in my head at this point that, okay, I've got the two Solidarities out. That does bring Pyramid Turtle up to 2800 attack if I use Mizuki on it. Oh, and I think I end up with Pyramid Turtle. Anyway, there we go, there we go. What do I do here? You know what, I totally forgot. I was meant to do the commentary when I actually did the game. Was it yesterday? No, it's day before yesterday. And so I've actually forgotten some of the moves I've played here. But even still, this was a misplay on his part here. I've got Spirit Barrier out. I don't take battle damage. I might as well not use the Teuton Mask. Use Pyramid Turtle's effect to get Pyramid Turtle. And then just go for another Kamikaze. Why not? Why not? So misplay there on his part. But by the looks of things, I don't think there was much else he had. And do I go for the Reaper? Yep. Beat Stick, 1900 attack Spirit Reaper, guys. And of course, that lovely little effect of discarding from the hand. And that was such a heavy hit as well for him. Dark Hole. Pretty nasty, pretty nasty. Now that Wave Motion Cannon is gaining its counters a bit, and I'm getting a little bit worried here. He set 4 cards as well. Do I push at this point? I'm not sure whether I push or not. I'm thinking in my head, okay, do I really want to let another turn go by? I know I've got the Teuton Mask set as well, so anything he targets like Compulsory, Mirror Force, etc like that, then I'm good. What is it I do? Got in, I've got the Mizuki going on. Do I bring out Goblin Zombie? I think it was only 100 less attack or something, and it's got a pretty nice effect, so I think I aim for Goblin Zombie at this point. Do I? Goblin? As much as Plague Spreader Zombie is nice to have out. Yeah, there we go, a complete beat stick this guy is now. It's 27, I think it is. yeah, as you can see, it's something he can train constantly, but definitely doesn't help him. Not at this moment anyway, from what I believe. So I'm trying to count in my head here now, because that's 4,600. He's got 6,100 to do, and I'm thinking heavily in my head. I don't want to play too much, just in case I overextend and he just blows up the entire field just with something I'm unaware of. So I think to myself, you know what? I don't really need Dark Arm Dragon at this moment in time. Plague Spreader Zombie 2,000 attack. He'll do. That'll be enough to finish if I can land it all in. Do I summon? I don't think I do. Yeah, I'm just thinking in my head, let's go for it. I can take another turn of Wave Motion Cannon, worst case scenario. So I go for the Spirit Reaper. Unfortunately, no effect of ripping from the hand, and I think that's why he decided to set a load of stuff. So they were probably primarily dummies. So anyway, if this hits, that's it, and I'm waiting to use that 2 to mask. See, you can see I'm hovering there. Speaking of which, compulsory evacuation device. Am I going to activate 2 to mask to stop it? You bet your sweet backsides I am. And there we go, a 2,700 hit there. So, I thought that was a match, but unfortunately it wasn't. It was just a single game. But this deck is something I really want to play more with, so I'm going to get a few more matches up with it. Try and bring out Reaper on the Nightmare and show you guys its awesome effect. And yeah, just generally have fun. I was saying at the end of this game that this is the most fun I've had with a deck for a long time, really. So pop your comments in the section below, guys. What are your thoughts on it? Do you have some love for Reaper on the Nightmare? Do let me know. And until next time, you guys take care, and I will see you again soon.